Hello, everybody. So tonight is Friday night, obviously, and we're going to do a quick book review. So, as you guys know by the commercial and by my little title, that of course tonight we will be reviewing chapter 11 of the 48 Laws of Power, written by Robert Greene. So, after this quick little commercial break, we will get right into it, guys. And of course, as usual, my video will be quick, so 20-30 minutes, nothing major, guys. So, I hope you guys will enjoy this little talk after this quick commercial break. Yes, so that is the little commercial. Obviously, I'm always trying to play my little introduction. Hello, Ice, not baby. Thank you for being here. So, tonight, like I said, we're going to review uh, chapter 11 of the 48 Laws of Power, which is, of course, learn to keep people dependent on you. And as usual, we'll keep going with the whole that it is my personal thoughts on the book, and not necessarily a you know phrase by phrase or sentence by sentence review. Hello, Sis Rose. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Tamas, salamat. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're here, my new friend. So happy to see you here. I hope that you enjoy. I'm going to be reviewing, like I said, chapter 11 of the book 48 Powers of 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Yes, God is good. Definitely agree with you on that. So, chapter 11, like I said, is learn to keep people dependent on you. And the judgment or summary of this chapter is as follows. To maintain your independence, you must you must always, be needed and wanted. The more you are relied on, the more freedom you have. Make people dependent on you for their happiness and prosperity, and you have nothing to fear. Never teach them enough so that they can do without you. Hello, Black Money Corp. How you doing? I hope you're doing well tonight on this Friday night. Thank you for being here and spending a few minutes with me. So tonight is going to be a quick review of chapter 11. Hello, Dayang. How are you? Thank you, sister, for being here. Tamask salamat. Thank you. And thank you, everybody, and welcome to my little review. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, you guys, my lives, as you know, they're not very long. They're not long-winded. I don't want to bore you guys with my opinions. I'm glad to see that you're just chilling. Black Money Corp. It is a Friday night. It's beautiful here. A little bit chilly in Montreal. A little bit chilly, but still very beautiful. Went out for coffee later earlier on, and definitely enjoyed the nice walk. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't too cold. So definitely a very good day. Hello, Lee Cooper, a new face. Hello, Linda Magnifico, another new face. Thank you very much, guys, for being here and joining me on my new nice little live. Oh, another new face. I got MG Tut as well, who's a new face, and Lalabs and MG Jilionia. Thank you, guys. Lots of new faces here. Hello, MG. Hello, my sister. Lashes Journey. Lele, how you doing? I'm so happy to see all these nice new faces. If I've missed anybody, I apologize, but thank you for being here and spending a new few minutes with me. Like I said, basically my lives aren't very long. It's usually 20-30 minutes, guys, so nothing big and long winded or anything. Like I said, I don't want to bore you guys with my thoughts and opinions. But all of you are more than welcome to ask any questions, make any commentary or suggestions. For those of you who are new, which is quite a few of you, thank you, La Labs, for the sub, and I hope you guys enjoy. Hello, Be Informed channel. Thank you for being here. So every Friday night, and I might be changing things up soon, guys, in June, but every Friday until then, I do a book review. So if you guys have any suggestions of books that you would like me to review, please let me know. Don't hesitate to suggest any books or anything else that you do would think that I would enjoy reviewing. Saturday mornings, I do a movie review. Wednesdays I do art reviews, and then other days I do other topics. Like I teach French on Mondays. I learn French. I learn Spanish on Saturday afternoons. And Sunday is usually variable, but I also have another series where I quietly read a book for 30 minutes 3 times a week. So we will get into the review, and again, it's going to be a very quick review where I'm just giving you guys my personal thoughts. Oh, Team Eba, thank you, Eba, thank you. Hello, hello, Jovia. I hope you enjoy this little quick review of the book 48 Laws of Power. In particular, we will be looking at chapter 11. So I'll reread the. Hello, Dan Bennett. I'm doing very well. I hope you're doing very well as well. I'll reread the judgment, which is basically a summary, and then we'll get into me giving you guys my personal thoughts on this particular chapter, since some of you just came in. So the judgment or summary is this: to maintain your independence, you must always be needed and wanted. The more you are relied on, the more freedom you have. Make people depend on you for their happiness and prosperity, and you have nothing to fear. Never teach them enough so that they can do without you. My goodness, my goodness. Imagine having that kind of mentality. No worries, Dayang, no worries. As long as you spend a few minutes with me, I understand. We all have our personal lives outside of YouTube. As long as you're here supporting, even if it's for a minute, I always appreciate it. I always appreciate any support that any of you guys can give me, whether it's simply a thumbs up, watching the video, watching it on replay or in live, whatever the case might be. I get it, guys. This is YouTube. I know that we all have a life beyond the pixels in front of our screen, right? Hello, hello, the Bud Files. And as much look, I have over 1,100 subscribers, and of course, I would love it if every single one of my videos, every single one of my subs were here chit chatting and having a great time. I would love it, of course, but I'm also realistic. I know that most of you have lives above and beyond YouTube, and that you're not always able to catch my lives or my videos. And for many of you, you're just here to give me that number, to give me that like, to give me that watch time, and that's fine. And I'm glad for those of you who are supportive of me to the point where you guys are here now, listening to me talk or watching me on the replay. Any support is good support, guys. And that's my personal lesson, guys, to all of you is never critique people who are there to support you in however way they can, right? As much as we would love everybody to be present at every single one of our lives, they like, they comment, they watch in full. That's the ideal. But we have to understand our lives is not YouTube. YouTube is not our lives, right? Most of us, have families. Many of you are married, have kids, etc. Your lives are above and beyond YouTube. So if at most what people can do for you is simply hit that like button, just appreciate that, because for a lot of people that's as much as they can give you right then and there. Some of us might be in the hospital, some of us might have family in the hospital, and they can't always focus on you and your lives, right? So appreciate whatever support or help you can get, guys. whenever you get it. And hopefully, when that person is able to commit more love to you, they're going to show it to you then and there, right? So don't worry, guys, if you can't stay for the entire video, if you have to watch it 3 weeks from now, because that's when you have time to do so, I'll be happy to know that at that time, that's when you went in ahead and enjoyed my video. It's absolutely fine, guys. I take no personal offense to it. I know that our lives are above and beyond YouTube. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. So, enough of my little rant. Let's get back into it, guys. Because obviously, you guys are here to hear me. At least I hope you guys are here to hear me talk about my opinions on the book. So, of course, this is a fairly controversial chapter, but the book in general was a fairly controversial book. It's often associated with the red pill community. For those of you who don't know about the red pill community, it started basically the concept from the movie The Matrix, where one of the characters named Neo, who is played by Keanu Reeves, at one point is given a choice. The blue pill, basically, where they stay in the matrix, they stay in the quote unquote normal world where everything is hunky dory and he gets to keep his, life as it is, as he knows it, or he takes the red pill and he escapes into the reality of the real world and the harshness of the world, right? So that's what the blue pill and red pill symbolize. The blue pill is that kind of idea that we're sheeple and we're slaves to the matrix and to what we're told is real and normal, when in reality that's far from the truth. And the red pill is the real world and the reality, and it tends to be very harsh and difficult, but it is actually the real world, right? So you have lots of men, but some women as well, who really try to live a life different from the world because they realize that quote unquote blue pill world, that standard, that normality isn't for them. And then they take the quote unquote red pill because they want to live a different life. They want to live on their own terms and so forth. And the 48 Laws of Power, as well as several other books, authors, YouTubers, etc., are sort of looked upon as um, heroes of that movement, of that community, or the standard of thought in the movement, so forth. So a lot of people look down on the 48 Laws of Power. Now, uh, there's some things about the book that I agree with. That I think, what, we need to sort of have that kind of mentality, and other things I disagree with on the book. And I'm certainly not out here. I'm not, an affiliate. I'm not paid by Robert Greene. So you guys can, definitely disagree with me if you don't think this book is for you, or is right, or is wrong, whatever. Feel free, guys, at any point if you guys disagree with me. This is a safe environment. At least I hope it's a safer environment. If I say something you disagree with, guys, you are absolutely allowed to critique or disagree, or say, hey, look, this is my thought. I disagree with you, because as long as you guys are staying respectful, I have no problems with that whatsoever. Okay. And there are certain things that, hey, look, that's not for me in my world. You know, um, Overall, I try to stay away from red pill rhetoric and red pill talk and that kind of mentality, but also try to stay away from talk like pro feminism and things like that, because for me, talk like that tends to be too politicized, a little too harsh, a little too. If you don't agree with us, you're a horrible person, and there's no room for discussions, no room for that gray area. But overall, if you guys are saying, I disagree, that's absolutely fine. But when I feel that you cross the border or whatever, I'll let you guys know. But as long as, like I said, as long as you guys stay respectful, that's absolutely fine. So obviously, for me, to some degree, like I get in this chapter, he's obviously goes into his examples as he usually does. I'm talking about Robert Greene here, of course having an example of somebody that transgressed and somebody that followed the law. Actually, here's our note. In this case, he only has somebody that transgressed the law. In particular, he talks about a mercenary from the Middle Ages um, that really taught slaves and so forth to be independent and to live their lives on their terms. So, of course, as we know, in the Middle Ages, slavery was the norm in many countries, in many areas. So, consequently, by making his slaves independent and not needing him anymore, his manual labor also basically left. He had no more people to till the land, make his clothes, wash his home, etc., etc. Right? So his employees, for lack of a better word, basically upped and left, and now he was in a situation where he had to pay people and no longer could afford it, and basically ruined his life. Okay, so um, I get in that kind of context, having somebody depend on you um, is very important and can make a difference between you living a very happy and wealthy life. But in today's world, um, that may not necessarily be the case anymore. And I see so much of that with people that are in position of power, particularly businessmen and businesswomen as well, where they have 50, 100, 200 employees that all depend on them to succeed, right? And often what happens is that that person has a heart failure, health issues, health problems whatsoever, and then of course being the only person that has an essential information like a password or access to a particular document, the business is now stalled and cannot continue, right? Or they're the only person that can sign an important piece of document, and without that signature, well, the business is lost or they lost an important client and so forth. um, so always having that mentality 100% may actually hinder you more often these days than actually help you, right? There needs to be a certain amount of cooperation, a certain amount of, okay, there's several of us that have that essential information, so that way, if God forbid something happens to one person, well, there's always somebody else there to pick up the pieces and move on. You cannot have a brand these days where only one person knows. Now, of course, an example that people might give as an example of, well, no, that, she stole my thunder. This is, this works just fine. Is the Koch brothers. For those of you who don't know, they're the ones who own and run Coca Cola. And apparently, they're the only two that know the actual secret ingredients to Coca Cola. Now, that's the myth, that's what's being told. Whether this is actually true or not is, of course, something I cannot prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. I certainly don't know these people personally. They're not my friends, or I'm not certainly not in a position to verify that information. But I highly doubt that is the case, especially since both these individuals are quite up in years. I think both of them are in their 70s, maybe even their 80s. And in order for the machines to make the bottles of Coke, well, those ingredients need to be programmed in. So, to be honest, there's probably more than those two individuals that know the secret ingredient, that know the recipe. And I think at one point as well, the recipe was stolen by an employee, and they attempted to sell it to Pepsi, which is, of course, Coca Cola's number one uh, challenger or competitor is the word I was looking for, competitor. And the Pepsi was like, no, no, we're not accepting. We rather earn our money the honest way, quote unquote, and just make a better product or a product that people are willing to buy rather than Coca Cola. But in any event, that I digress. But basically, this kind of mentality of make people dependent on you these days is not necessarily that something that's feasible, that is ideal. There's 8 billion people on the planet, so the fact that for example, let's say Coca-Cola. You're that's the kind of company that any day somebody else could come with a product that people like better, people will enjoy more, right? As much as money as Coca-Cola makes or Pepsi, when you look at it, it's not even that Coca-Cola in of itself makes money. What makes a Coca-Cola a big brand is the fact that they own several other brands, right? They own Lay's, they own Seven Up, they own Fanta, they own um, two or three different water bottle companies, etc. Right? They have a whole series, a whole range of products that they own and operate, right? So they're making money not just off of that one product, they're actually diversified. And like many companies, they don't just own one thing and one thing alone, they own many different things. So to sit up here and pretend like, hey, we're just good at one thing is not quite true. There's a lot of things that we sell, and consequently, they need a diversity of people that are the sort of the axis of their products. It can't just be the Koch brothers that are the center of attention when running the company. I highly doubt that they're even part of 90% of the decisions. I doubt that they're even part of 20 or 30% of the decisions that the company depends on to make money. They're certainly the big decision makers, yes, um, but they're really not the center of attention. They probably are the majority owners, but for a lot of the decisions that come to the company, they probably don't make as many as we think that they do. Um, this kind of mentality is only really great when you're talking about a small group of people, right? So a family or a small group of friends or a very small company of like maybe 10, 20 people where, you have the boss that's like, look, I'm the boss, I'm the one who's the decision maker, and everybody else, you got to just act on what I do. But for a major corporation or a huge family, this will pretty much make you fall apart fairly quickly. We know another example of that not really working is in monarchies or dictatorships, right? These days, yes, we have monarchies like the Queen of England and so forth, but of course, since many years now, Parliament in England is basically the essential rule. People vote on new laws appearing or old laws being taken out, etc. So the Queen is no longer the center of policies and the political movements in England. She basically is more of a figurehead more than anything else, right? Uh, Most people don't depend on the Queen in England to live their lives. In fact, the only reason why she's still a status symbol, a symbol of power or money, is the fact that she's one of the biggest landowners on the planet, right? That's where she's making the bulk of her money. It's not even a question of her being a royal member of the family or being quote unquote a blue blood, right? I don't even think most people at one point, in order for the royal family to have power, was it's because we have divine rule. God wanted us to be the royal family. Nowadays, I don't think even most people are aware of that, let alone believe. that the queen is, the queen because God said so. Hello, hello, Kabik. How you doing? I'm so happy to see you here. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes on your Friday night with me. Not Sunday, it is Friday. Especially for you, I think you're in the Philippines, if I remember correctly, and I know you guys are several hours ahead of time, so I believe it should be Saturday morning for you guys. So thank you for being here with me and spending some time with me. So yeah, so that's basically chapter 11, where it basically indicates that for the most part, people should learn to depend on you for their happiness. Um, but I also don't, disagree with this. Okay, thank you, Kevin. Thank you for your support. I always appreciate it. Thank you very much. Um, so of course it's always difficult when it comes to, of course, people being dependent on you, particularly for their happiness, right? And that's the other part, and I'm gonna end after this. Is happiness is such a fickle thing. It's so variable. It's so um, it's not something like any other feeling. It comes and it goes, right? It's not something that um, it's not a feeling to depend on. Today you're happy because, oh, you got a good grade in your exam, or your kids started to walk or talk or something, or that difficult task at work you finally managed to figure it out or something, right? But 10 seconds later somebody yells at you, or you break something that was important to you or whatever, and all of a sudden your mood changes, right? It's so quick and so easy for people's happiness to just come and go, that in order for you to truly be the center of their happiness, you have to so quickly and so easily be able to adapt to that, that most of us, it's like, to be honest, most of us, it would be too difficult to do that. It would be impossible, I would even say, to really be able to maintain somebody else's happiness. And at the end of the day, what makes a person happy? You know, do you even know what makes you happy, let alone somebody else, right? It's such a difficult thing to maintain, that in order for you to really be able to be the center of somebody's happiness would be impossible, right? So I think that's the other reason why I disagree with this basic mentality of this chapter in this book. I can understand why, because I think, for people, when they see that you're their happiness, you're their joy, you're their reason for being, they tend to say and do whatever you're going to say they should be doing, right? But it's so fickle, it's so fleeting, um, that yes, today they love you and they, oh my God, this person is doing, they're so wonderful, they're doing so great, but tomorrow that very same reason is the reason why they hate you and think you're the worst person in the whole world. So I don't think um, this is really something that practically is really the right thing to aim for in life. That if you are going to seek somebody to depend on you, really find something else. Don't be the person's center of attention for their happiness, or even their wealth, because it's so quick and easy for those things to be lost. Um, and you're going to be the first person they blame once those things are gone. So, but that's again all just my personal opinion, guys. And I'm just giving you guys my own thoughts and my own ideas on the topic. So I'm not here to say this is the right way of thinking. You guys are more than welcome to disagree with me and to think differently about this chapter, about this book. I did create a playlist, guys, of all the my reviews of the 48 Laws of Power. I don't think I added this particular chapter, but you guys are more than welcome to review the other chapters that I've reviewed. And hopefully, I will see you guys tomorrow as well. I do have a live tomorrow morning where I'm going to review the movie Stigmata, and I will be reviewing, of course, tomorrow night. I'm going to not review, but I'm going to be learning Spanish tomorrow night. And next week, of course, I will have a new set of videos, and I'll try to make another commercial video showing my videos coming up for the week, like I did last week. I think that's an idea. I know a couple people say, "Hey, I like that commercial. I really appreciated seeing what you've come out with." So I think I will continue with that idea of every week I announce Saturday night the shows that I'm going to have the following week. Hello, hello, Will, Rich, how you doing? I'm about to end, but I'm so glad that you're here, even if it's for the last minute or two of my live. Better late than never. So I hope you catch me on the replay, Will. And I hope that you're going to have a great night tonight, and that your week was a wonderful week. But on that note, guys, I'm going to call it a day. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow morning, I will have my review of Stigmata, the movie, and tomorrow night will be my learning Spanish live. And of course, next week, starting Sunday, I will come out with a whole new set of videos. So I hope I to see you guys in those lives, in those videos. And if it's not in my videos, I see you guys. I hope to see you guys in your lives as well. And I do hope to see you guys in these YouTube streets, as they say. So, thank you guys for being here and for spending some time with me. And I hope you guys have a great night, a great weekend if we don't see each other. And I hope to catch you guys tomorrow or sometime in these YouTube streets. So, have a great night, guys. Bye.